My name is Toya Singh. Right here on the channel, across the next hour, we're going to walk you through all of the top stories in the country right now. Our next story, and the story we've been focusing on through the morning, comes to us from Karnataka, where controversy brews after allegations against a seer in Karnataka. He is a member of the prominent Lingayat community. We're going to share more details for you. No action has been taken even after 48 hours. No arrests have taken place. Over the weekend, an FIR was lodged under the POCSO Act against the Murugha Mutt Seer Shivamurthy Murugha Sharanuru. He's been accused of sexually harassing minor girls. As we've said already, this was more than 48 hours after an FIR was filed. He is a powerful seer, which is why we've also been, over the last few hours, trying to hear from what political leaders have had to say about these developments. The Karnataka police have failed even to summon the seer and the 4 other accused. Remember, you had 2 young girl victims who came forward. They said that the hostel that they were living in, that's being run by the same community and by the same seer, that hostel was encouraging them, and therefore it was also involved. The police has also filed an FIR against the warden of the hostel. We'll share more about what the allegations are, but questions are being asked about why no arrests have taken place so far, either of the seer or of those who are running the hostels. The victims, as we've said already, are minors. According to some reports, one of the victims also belongs to the Dalit community. We'll share more details with you. We will also tell you that the Chief Minister has already responded on this entire case. The Chief Minister, along with a number of other political leaders we've had on the show, have said that they will only comment once the investigation takes place. However, these are very, very serious allegations against the seer. Remember, the Lingayat community from which the seer hails from is about 16% of the Karnataka population. They're an incredibly important vote bank, which is perhaps why we've seen political pundits and leaders steer away from commenting on this heartbreaking case. We'll also try to share more details with you about the initial allegations themselves in just a few minutes. I'll have colleagues joining us from the ground to bring us more details on the entire story. But the victims for now have been taken in for medical tests. As we already told you, this entire case has been growing since Friday and Saturday. My colleague Harish is with us right now. Harish, we're connecting with you at the top of the show. So if you could first walk our audiences through the series of events we've seen since Friday, and then if you could tell us about the political reactions that have come in.
Well, politically, if you look at this, we've largely had muted response to this. Whether it's the BJP, the Congress or the JDS, all of them suggesting that let there be a probe and let the probe find out more on this, and only after that moving on to respond. Nobody coming out and speaking in favor of the complainants or the victims in this case. And it's been a good 3 days now, and no arrest. And also remember, the seer hasn't been questioned yet. It's nearly 60 hours now. This is registered late on Friday night, this FIR in Mysore. Later on, from Mysore, this got transferred to Chitradurga district, where yesterday the statements of these girls have been recorded, have been subjected to a medical test. Still, no indication that the police want to summon and question the Lingayat seer and also subject him to a medical test or arrest him. Remember, these are charges registered under the POCSO Act. So there's absolutely no question of asking him to come for questioning. In most cases that we have seen, there has been a direct arrest, but looks like there is a differential treatment in this case.
Okay, and Harish, if you could now bring us more details about the allegations in specific that have been made against the seer and about the allegations that have been made against the hostel involved.
Well, there are 3 aspects here. One, the girls are saying there are 2 minor girls here. In fact, one of them says that she has been sexually assaulted for 3.5 years. There is another girl who said that she's been sexually assaulted for 1.5 years here. And many of them who are named in this case are aware about this particular assault that has taken place as the allegation. The Lingayat Swamiji here, Murugha Sharanuru, is the chief accused in this, prime accused in this FIR. His junior pontiff is also accused in this FIR. There are three more people apart from these two Seers who are part of this FIR who are named as accused. None of them summoned. The justification coming in or the defense coming in is that there is a counter complaint that's been registered against one of the person. They're saying that this is a conspiracy hatched by a former employee who's now backing these girls, and that's the allegation coming in. But others quick to point out, saying that despite a counter complaint, the police are duty bound to call these accused for questioning, subject them to a medical test, and also ensure that they're arrested. Only after that can there be further probe on the counter complaint that has been given. That can happen independently. The charges leveled by these girls are serious, and that needs to be probed.
Okay, and Harish, for audiences that are tuning in right now from across the nation, if you could bring us some understanding of just how important the Lingayat community, of which the Seer belongs, how important it is in the Karnataka topography.
Well, they are one of the dominant castes in Karnataka, the Lingayats, and this is a powerful Lingayat Mutt that we are talking about, the Murugha Mutt in Chitradurga. Remember, this is where Rahul Gandhi had visited earlier in the month. He was given the Lingayat Case as well, and has a humongous following, has several educational institutions as well spread across Chitradurga and neighboring districts too. And this is a powerful Swamiji that we are talking about, who's now facing allegations of sexual assault on a minor. His junior pontiff is also an accused in this particular case. And that's why there is more focus on how this investigation pans out. There are question marks on why there still hasn't been an arrest, why they haven't been summoned, why they haven't been subjected to a medical test. Remember, the girls have been subjected to a medical test yesterday. That report is likely to come out today. And in the meanwhile, nothing of that sort to the accused. Is there a differential treatment given out here? Second, there is also concerns that with each passing hour, there is more time given to the accused to destroy evidence. That's what many of these who are backing these girls and seeking justice for them are claiming.
All right, Harish, stay with us for a second, because you've brought us quite a bit of context on this entire story about the importance of the community concerned in Karnataka. You've also brought us some context on the case itself. Harish, if I could now come to you for more context on the allegations. If you just stay with us for a second, we now have some important opinions coming into us. We have Vivek Reddy. He's with us from the BJP. I'll go over to him first. Sir, thank you so much for joining us here at CNN News 18. Sir, yes, particularly serious allegations made right now against a particularly important Seer in the Karnataka community. Sir, could you tell us what your reaction and what the BJP's reaction is to these developments?
Well, I think even as the allegations are grave and quite serious, they have to be viewed very sensitively because of any sort of a mischief in making such allegations. In similar situation, there were allegations against the Murugha Mutt Swamiji on rape, and they were all acquitted later for absence of evidence. I think at the initial stages, the state has taken the right decision, the government, by lodging the FIR under POCSO and awaiting further material in order to examine the credibility of the investigation. I think this is the right way to proceed because it is very easy to be reactionary, to take immediate response steps, and until and unless they find out the reality of these allegations, I think we should not be putting the name of such seers into a real condition where the loss is irretrievable. Therefore, the prosecuting authorities are balancing both, and that is the right way of approach.
Okay, Mr.